Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. I'll be talking about the spiritual side of Hajj. This is going to be the first part. In the second part, the remaining details will be given, inshallah. Azim. There is this famous couplet of गालिब काबे किस मुंह से जाओगे गालिब शर्म तुमको मगर नहीं आती. That is, how will you go and face the Kaaba? Because your sins are enormous. Same applies to every one of us. Now, what is the meaning of Hajj? Hajj literally means the intention or resolve to migrate towards Allah. The word Hijrat has been used to explain this journey. It is a movement from self centeredness to God centeredness. Hence, it must be performed with full knowledge and awareness. It is not a safar or journey, it is Hijrat. In Hijrat, you do not return. In safar, you return. Now, Hijrat means that you have resolved to forsake your earlier life, which was driven by your egoistical I. You have decided to live with a new attitude. Hajj makes you come out of the daily routine of your lives. It breaks the routine and puts you on a new track, the track of submission to the will of Allah. The circumambulation of the Kaaba is in the anti clockwise direction, symbolizing the departure from the circular movement of the common routine of our life. Secrets of Hajj. According to Lama Jawad Naqvi, knowledge of four things is necessary for Hajj, namely set of instructions, adab or etiquettes or manners, aims and objectives, and israr or secrets and significance of Hajj. So we will be basically concentrating on secrets of Hajj. Miqat is the rendezvous or tryst with Allah. In Surah Al-Arafah, Miqat is mentioned twice in the context of Moses' meeting with Allah, verses 142 and 143. Miqat also signifies meeting between abd, slave, and ma'bud, master, or lover and beloved. Hajj is the antithesis of aimlessness. It is rebellion against a damned fate guided by evil forces. Depart from your house, visit Allah's house, or the house of the people. Originally, with Allah's spirit in your heart, you were supposed to shoulder the responsibility of being Allah's trustee on earth. You were granted time as a means for fulfilling this task, but you failed because the gift was used carelessly. O trusty and wise gerent of Allah, on earth you have turned to money, sex, greed, aggression, and dishonesty. You have regressed to the inferior status that you occupied before Allah Almighty blew His Spirit into you. Where is the Spirit of Allah now? Originally, with Allah's Spirit in your heart, you were supposed to shoulder the responsibility of being Allah's trustee on earth. You were granted time as a means for fulfilling this task, but you failed because the gift was used carelessly. O trustee and wise gerent of Allah on earth, you have turned to money, greed, aggression, and dishonesty. I think this is a repetition of the previous slide, duplication rather. Entering Mikat. The show begins at Mikat. At this point, the actor mankind must take off his clothes, remove your clothes, change your clothes, leave them at Mikat. Wear kafan which consists of plain white material. You will be dressed like everyone else. See the uniformity appear. Be a particle and join the mass as a drop enter the ocean. On his way to Allah, man is not just to be, but is to become what he should be. That is, the journey is from being to becoming. Hajj is also a movement. Man decides to return towards Allah. All of his egos and selfish tendencies are buried at Mikat. He witnesses his own dead body and visits his own grave by putting on ihram. The scene is like the day of judgment. From one horizon to the other, a flood of whites appears. In the state of ihram, try to forget the things that remind you of your love, of your life. Everyone melts himself and assumes a new form as mankind. The egos and individual traits are buried. The group becomes a people or an ummah. All the eyes having died in Makat, which has evolved, is we. What has evolved is we. By the time you leave Mina, you should have integrated into the ummah. This is what Abraham did. You are also supposed to act like Abraham. Lo, Abraham was a nation obedient to Allah by nature, upright, and he was not of the idolaters. At last, one is all and all is one. Previous to the performance of Hajj, the people neglected their human quality. They were alienated by power, wealth, family, land, and race. Their life was only in the context of mere existence. Finally, the experience of Hajj allowed them to achieve self discovery. Now they perceive each other collectively as one, and individually as a man, nothing else. So, this is the first part. In the second part, we will discuss the journey from Mina to Arafat, and from Arafat to Masharul Haram, and from Masharul Haram back to Mina. So, all those stages and phases of Hajj will be covered in the next part of this presentation. Thank you very much. God bless you.